Well, hello everybody, welcome back to 4Lights Wellness. My name is Omid. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the best positions possible to get rid of some of that low back nagging pain that a lot of people get from sitting too much. The challenge is a lot of people, when they feel that lower back pain, they try to stretch out their lower back, and that can feel good for a short amount of time. The challenge is the spine is just in too much flexion. It's just rounded, and there's a lot of tension in the front. And then what ends up having to happen is the lower back has to work too hard to pull us out of that flexion, and that's really where the pain is coming from. So the solution is not to stretch out the lower back. The solution is to stretch out the front and to get the upper back to go into more extension. I learned this position a long time ago from a guy named Pete Agascu, so shout out to the Agascu crew out there that used to work with me. But the idea behind this is simple. We're going to load the upper body more than the lower body and force the upper body to do some work. And that way we can start to get some pressure out of that lower back. So how we start this, the hands and knees are directly under the shoulders and hips. I'm going to scoot my feet back as far as this Murphy bed will allow me to, and I'm going to scoot my hands forward. It's important for the knees and the hands to be the width of the hips and the shoulders for this. Those 90-degree angles are pretty perfect for loading the joints, and that way you can stay in the position for a lot longer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to load the shoulder directly over the arm, and then what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just drop my head. Just let it go. And already what that's doing is it's starting to get my mid-back to start getting into some extension. Now here's the most important thing that I've kind of learned about a position like this. I don't want to force the lower back into an arch. What that's going to do is it's just going to tip the pelvis forward. It's going to tip, L4 and L5 forward. But if your mid-back is stuck in flexion, that's just going to crimp the hose again, and it's going to cause a lot of nastiness. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and allow my shoulders to come backwards. Just letting go of the tension in the chest, allowing those shoulder blades to come back together naturally. I'm not squeezing them too much. But what you should see is my rib cage in the front of the body opening, my thoracic spine where all those ribs attach opening, and my head getting lower. And as that happens, well, now my lower back from L1, L2, and L3 is starting to go into extension. You should, from a biomechanical and endurance perspective, be able to hold this position for 2 to 4 minutes. And that sounds like a crazy long time, especially if you're deconditioned with extension. But the idea behind this position is that it's really just the joints that are kind of doing stuff. My wrists, my elbows, my shoulders. That's kind of structurally just holding me in a position. I'm not really using a lot of muscles to do this. Now, after a while, that extension starts to go from the top down and to the lower back, and now I don't have to overextend from my pelvis, L5 and L4 anymore. And that's where the belly starts to relax, where the lower back starts to relax. And now when I come out of it, to get up into the extended position, I don't have to do it so much from my lower back. I now have it from my mid-spine and my rib cage. If you've had that chronic lower back thing going on for a long time, at first this position's not going to be the most comfortable thing for you because your lower back is just so hyper-reactive to things that you might want to start with this for just a few seconds at a time, build up to that couple of minutes. There's other little tips that you can also do with this to kind of stack some stuff under the chest to get some support while you're doing this, like a deflated Swiss ball or some yoga blocks or some pillows to stack up to just be able to hold that position for a little bit longer. There's also a whole bunch of regressions that I can get into if you want. If you want, leave a comment down below. I'll put up a bunch of videos about this as well. But that's it for this video. I hope this information is very helpful to you guys. As always, have a happy and healthy rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.